Hey, what's up, guys? I am Lek, the Pedantic Raver, aka Leon, aka whatever you want to call me. I don't really care. Somebody called me Walter the other day. Whatever. Anyway, I just got these headphones in off Amazon. I bought them off Amazon Warehouse, so they were open box. I think they ended up being under $15. Came in really good condition. They're on right now. I'm speaking into the microphone, and this is going to be a super short video, but I just threw them on. I opened up Audacity, did a quick microphone test, and on a cheap pair of headphones, or just, in fact, this might be the best microphone on any USB headset I've ever used. Along with this order came like another set of headphones that I thought was going to be exactly the same by a different like cheap manufacturer. The build quality on these is amazing and far more classy and beautiful than what I'm wearing right now. Microphone's decent, nowhere near this. About three-fourths the quality of this guy. As a comparison, I've also used a Logitech wireless, really kind of fancy schmancy mainstream, auto muting whatever microphone. Doesn't compare. I can't. Like, I've been looking for a cheap headset that I wouldn't mind losing, that had a decent enough microphone for me to record things on either the go or just a quick video like this without having to potentially, like, kick on this crazy XLR phantom-powered condenser microphone that sounds amazing. Better than this. Um, but just the quality of this microphone, I really, really needed to make a quick video because I'm sure there are more of you out there that are like me that need just a quick, easy, fast headset to do voiceovers, do any kind of work. You don't necessarily need the crazy quality of like a dedicated boom arm suspension microphone, which they have a place. They're amazing. But for something like this, at this price point, with this kind of audio quality, I have not found. And I've spent like a reasonable amount of money over time on headsets that have built-in microphones from Playtronics, Logitech just now. That's the third Logitech headset, and I've had a couple Playtronics, and I'm just consistently disappointed with the mic quality on some of these devices. So, yeah, so this is what this one sounds like. I'll do a couple more clips of the other headsets coming up, so you can kind of compare. But wow, the value for money, and they sound good too. Like the bass is there. This padding is ridiculously comfortable. This head thing here, what the suspension setup for the headband is like pretty comfortable. The design of them are kind of goofy. I don't understand why they light up, but I don't really have to look at it. In the pictures, I thought the microphone was going to have a little red light on it, and I'm like, I don't need that kind of distraction. I'm going to put up a piece of electrical tape or try to like break that LED the second it gets here. Mine doesn't light up. It doesn't have a light. Thank goodness gracious. Anyway, that should give you a pretty good idea of what this thing's about. It's the Xiberia E1, which might be out of production. I know that there are new versions, but like I said, I just got this one off Amazon a week ago. It's mid-January 2018. So they still exist, and at the very least open box, so you can get them even cheaper. I think shipped to me, these were about $15, give or take 50 cents. Um, I, what, I, Good job, Xiberia. From what I've heard and other videos I've read, your newer headsets, like the V10, go back to whatever this microphone was. Wherever you source this mic, uh, bring it back. Keep putting this microphone in your headsets and people will continue to love you. I don't understand how you manage this at this price point. Keep that shit up. So this is the audio quality I get on the Logitech headset. Hold on, let me scooch it closer to my mouth to try to get. And see, that's the thing. Like, it's not as good. I feel like if there's a little bit more noise in the background, my voice distorts a little bit. I don't know. If that's not the case, I'm going to have to redo this whole video if these turn out to sound better. But I don't think they do from my recollection of my previous tests. So anyway, Logitech headset. This is the G533 Logitech headset, wireless. Like, as far as practicality is concerned and usability and functionality, I do actually love this headset. The wirelessness of it has an incredible range. The headphones have lovely quality. It's got a side something or another feature that lets me monitor my own voice that's going through the microphone in the headset. So I can potentially tell if I'm being too loud or if I'm distorting. Although it feels that when the feature's turned on, it feeds a lower quality mic signal to me through the headset, and I feel like the feature might not be implemented super well. Anyway, I think I've talked enough for you to get a pretty good idea of what this mic on this headset sounds like. Oh, and it's got a nifty feature that if I tilt the microphone up, you can hear what I said because it mutes itself. I started talking about how it mutes itself when it muted itself, and then you couldn't hear that. So I hope that was a reasonable demonstration of how that worked. But it's nice, and it plays a little beep. I have found sometimes that I'll turn the headset on when the microphone's already down, and it defaults to the mic being muted, and you have to flip it up and flip it back down to get the microphone to kick on and work. Doesn't always do that. I don't really know what triggers it, but if you own these and you don't know when the mic's not on, try flipping it up and flipping it back down, and it might start working again. All right, on to the next headset. This is apparently the Nubwo N2 headset. And again, surprising microphone quality. Not quite as good as the Xiberia E1s, but I kind of think they already blow the Logitech expensive wireless headset out of the water. Like, why is this so difficult for manufacturers to get right? Like, what's the deal? Why is China ahead right now? Like, you know, and I know I can probably buy like a $250 set of headphones or $300 or how much they are now from, like, for example, Blue Microphone Company. I can get like audiophile quality microphone, and like I've never tried them. I don't know how just completely mind-blowing they are. Maybe they're worth every penny and I'm missing out on something like that in my life. But if I can get something like this for $15, I feel like everybody else needs to get their shit together before they go out of business, because it's ridiculous. So anyway, with these headset, compared to the other ones, the padding on the ears, you can probably kind of tell, is thinner. I can feel the edges of my ears making contact with the little fabric on the inside of the headphone, and it doesn't cause discomfort, but I'm aware of it. This band on this one isn't as taut as on the Xiberias. This is a lot stronger. This like feels like as I'm moving it and wiggling it around, it doesn't have a firm hold on my head, and it kind of migrates downward. It doesn't fight gravity as well as I'd like it to do. As far as the aesthetics, like these seem like they're incredibly solidly made. Like I love the little screws. I like that this is metal. The matte black finish is lovely. These are reasonably soft. I think they're under padded compared to something like that. That is like absolutely lovely. Something I forgot to point out when I was wearing these have an unreasonably thick cord. This is the thickest USB cord. Like, okay, so first of all, I'm 6'7", so my hands are huge. Let's see if I have a comparison I can provide you. I don't think I do. Oh, but I've got something better. I've got a caliper. So if I turn these on, this cable is 5.7, about 5.5 maybe, millimeters thick, compared to the Nubwo, which is more of a standard kind of USB cord, which is only 3.5 millimeters thick. Almost twice as thick cord on this thing as this. And if you do any kind of moving around, if you're kind of like an active, really immersive, get into it as hell gamer, the cord on these Xiberias, despite the amazing mic, might get in your way. I don't know. And again, why I'm a fan of those Logitechs I just showed. The wirelessness is fantastic. This has an interesting feature. So, and I think I might swap this feature between the two headsets I just got, because the Nubwo N2s came in on the same order as the Xiberias. These came with this little fuzzy bit, which is kind of a wind filter. So it doesn't, like if you're breathing a lot, or just generally breathing in normally, I guess, a microphone could potentially get overloaded with that amount of air passing across the sensor. So this little fuzzy bit tries to combat that, limit it, make the air go around it while still letting the vibrations of your voice pass through and get picked up on the microphone. However, this might be difficult to demonstrate, but I'll try. If you remove this, and I'm sorry for this noise that's about to happen. Oh, okay. Yeah, if you remove it, and I'm going to flip it around. Focus, please. Okay. Flip it around. On the other side of this microphone is the on-off switch. Like, I can turn the mic off. So what I said was, and all of a sudden, nothing, because the microphone's off. So it's like, that's got to be the weirdest placement for a mute button I've ever seen. So to mute it, I have to overload the mic. Like I've been watching on the meter as I'm talking and just messing around with this thing and flipping that switch sends me into the red. So I imagine it just sounds like thunder or something. I won't hear it until I review the video, but I was in the red hard when that thing clicked. So since the mute button's on the microphone, covered up by the fuzzy bit, and the Xiberias don't have that feature, I think this fuzzy bit will live on that. Why not, right? Like, why cover up a feature if I can expose it, and if I can make those even better by limiting the airflow across that mic and less wind noise, then I'm gonna go for it. Speaking of which, so this has the mute button functionality. The Logitechs had it by flipping up. The Xiberias do not have a mute button. And actually, all of these headsets have volume control. I think this is wait, let's see. Is it here? Where are they? And is this the one? I don't remember if this is the one because I'm not listening to anything, but one of these headsets has a reverse volume wheel that you turn it up to lower the volume and then you turn it down to increase the volume. I don't know if the potentiometer was mounted upside down or something. I don't know. I don't really care. It doesn't, like, adjusting to it takes a split second every time you use it, so it's not a big deal. But the Xiberias don't have the mute button. Missing that feature. Maybe they saved on that to increase the quality of the microphone. These Nubwos also were about $15 from Amazon warehouse. Super cheap. I love buying open box stuff because Amazon's return policy is still amazing when you get them. And most of the time, I'd say about 95% of the orders I do on Amazon warehouse arrive in top-notch condition. Sometimes I get the wrong item, and sometimes they like show up moldy, like they got wet at the warehouse and rotted. But Amazon's always consistently taking care of me in that situation. Like, you just open up a chat window and you send them a picture of it, and you're like, this is gross. And they're like, do you want a couple months of Prime and a refund? And I'm like, yeah, sure, cool. Anyway, Nubwo N2s compared to just now the Logitech G533s and the Xiberia E1. And again, I paid for this with my own money. This is not a sponsored video. I don't have any, like, I've got a few subscribers. I don't have any sponsorships. Nobody pays me to do shit. But when I find something that's this remarkable, I'm a remark on it, because that's what the word means. Anyway, I'm the Pedantic Raver. You're watching my channel on YouTube. I appreciate you. I hope this helped.